Do you want an honest answer or you want a preacher's answer?
I want your honest answer.
We're not doing enough.
Really.
We're not doing enough.
How do we know we're doing enough for Gaza? I come across many Muslims, and I ask that question to myself, on a daily basis when we see the horrific scenes taking place in Gaza. We do conclude that maybe we're just not doing enough, and maybe the fault is partly ours for not raising Gaza before the 7th of October, but also, our lives are still dominated by things that are not our ummah. So that guilt exists in all of us. How do we deal with that guilt?
Do you want an honest answer or you want a preacher's answer?
I want your honest answer.
We're not doing enough.
Really?
We're not doing enough. No one's doing enough.
Mm.
When the Prophet ﷺ used to seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he sought forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for deficiency.
Yeah.
I feel utterly ashamed. If 1,000 people came to me and said, "You're doing so much for Palestine," inside my head I say, they're lying. We're not doing enough. And we have to feel that sense of deficiency.
Mm.
And we seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from being completely incapacitated, and we seek forgiveness. The dua, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-'ajzi wal-kasal. This is a dua that you are supposed to say morning and evening. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-'ajzi wal-kasal wa a'udhu bika min al-jubni wal-bukhl wa a'udhu bika min subhanallah. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazan wa a'udhu bika min al-'ajzi wal-kasal wa a'udhu bika min al-jubni wal-bukhl wa a'udhu bika min ghalabati ad-dayni wa qahr ar-rijal. Al-'ajz wal-kas. Oh Allah, I seek refuge in you from inability and laziness. The difference between ajz and kasal, according to many of the scholars, is that ajz is that you want to but you can't. Kasal is that you can but you don't want to.
Right. Yeah.
So incapable, but you really want to be more capable. Kasal is capable but you don't have the motivation. I think that we, go between those two things constantly, right? Sometimes we attribute kasal to ajz and vice versa. Sometimes we're capable and we're not doing enough. But I'm utterly ashamed of myself. I don't feel proud. I don't feel like I'm doing enough. I don't think any of us should feel like we're doing enough because we're not. Some people didn't like, and this is the human part, and subhanAllah, I think we have to understand that the people of Gaza are also of different types. There's no place where everyone's the same.
Yes.
As a whole, they're inspirational. As a whole, obviously, deeply religious, but sometimes some of the messages that come out that are actually really angry at the world.
Yeah.
We're sick of being your zoo. We're sick of being your entertainment.
Yeah.
We're sick of being your motivational, feel good about yourself clip on YouTube. We're starving. We're being slaughtered. Wake up. Do more. I'm haunted by their screams. Wallahi, I'm haunted by their screams. I'm absolutely mortified by their screams. Because Allah Azza wa Jal will ask me, did you do enough? I don't know if I've done enough, but I think the answer is no. And I think each one of us should feel like the answer is no, but not no to where, well, let me not do anything then, because something is better than nothing, but how do I make that something better?
Yeah.
And you do that as a Muslim by making sure that you have your private acts of worship and that you stay committed to the cause when other people turn away. You do that by always reassessing your strategy. You do that by not making the cause about you. Sometimes the protests become group therapy. People just go out and, all right, we shout it out and vented out all of our energy and frustration.
Yeah.
It's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's about them. It's about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the answer is no. We're not doing enough. We got to do more.
Yeah.
We have to do more. Sometimes we don't know what that more is, but we have to be willing to do that more. It's where the sincerity of intention comes in. When we talk about sidq with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when we talk about being truthful with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there were people that came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, if Allah gave me the opportunity, I would do this. They meant it. Ustuqillah yastuq. Be truthful with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will be truthful with you. Don't throw statements like that with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Someone says, if only I could do this, and if only I could do that, and if only, be careful, Allah might test you with that statement. You better mean it. Your heart better mean it. you better mean it when you say that I will do everything I possibly can to end this atrocity. I'll do everything I possibly can to see Masjid al-Aqsa freed. You know, subhanAllah, Dr. Rayman Anjum and I co-authored an article. And I have to say that he wrote the majority of it, so may Allah bless him, about Palestinian liberation and the imperative of the liberation of Palestine, and not Hudaybiying it. Right, Hudaybiying it turned into a peace treaty. What peace are you talking about when our people live like this? Like, what peace are you talking about living under occupation and apartheid? I don't want to make peace with people that have restricted every single notion of existence and human life and have completely desecrated Masjid al-Aqsa. I want justice. Stop talking about peace and making treaties. And who are these people to make treaties on our behalf between the Arabs and Israel? Your nations were not fighting Israel in the first place, right? These Muslim nations that are signing the Abraham Accords and getting on these arms deals. And so he wrote this article about the imperative of looking at Palestine differently and the imperative of committing yourself to its liberation. We're not doing enough. But inshallah ta'ala, you know, I hope that we'll have an excuse before Allah, because I'm mortified by being questioned about these people. What's our answer? You know, like, we've heard things, we've seen things that we've never heard and seen before. What's our answer before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So I think you start from that place. How do you have sidq in your niyyah? How do you have truthfulness in your intention? You imagine that conversation with Allah playing out in front of you. And if I think it's a good enough answer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it's a good enough effort. If I don't, and right now I don't, and I think a lot of people feel like they don't, do more and keep doing more. Yeah. The feeling of deficiency should not lend itself to despair. It should lend itself to a further dedication, because you don't know which effort's going to unlock something great. You know, this young girl, Lama al-Jamus, she's adorable. I have messages with her. It was like, you know, when she started sending voice notes on Instagram, it was like the happiest. Like, I feel like I'm talking to my own daughter. Well, if I could hug her, I would. You know, 9-year-old girl that puts on a press vest and starts shadowing going around and interviewing people in Gaza. She's 9 years old, man, 9 years old. And she feels called to this. That's a hero. That's a superhero, subhanAllah. Yeah. And she's adorable. She's beautiful. You know, these people are finding something. They're finding ways. Half of the people that are journalists in Gaza became journalists overnight. Right? They're finding ways to keep the story alive, keep the hope alive. Even when they're showing us the worst of what's happening to the people of Gaza, they're still keeping the hope alive. Yeah. Because the fact that they're still going means that they still have hope. So may Allah forgive us.
Ameen.
And we seek refuge in Allah from an ajz wal kasal. Yeah. From wanting to do and not being able to do, or from being able to do and not wanting enough to do.